forward to helping you. If we need some additional help, looking to Congress or whatever, we'll be there for you. So
we're taking in so much money with the tariffs now that it's such a pleasure. Without it, we wouldn't be able to help you. We're making a country, we're the richest country in the world now. And, we have a big decision. Hopefully we're going to get the right decision. It's such a big thing in the Supreme Court right now. We have a lot of bad people opposed to us, people that hate our country. Other countries are involved, some real sleazebags that I know, political sleazebags. And they're trying to take that away from us. And we have other methods, but they're not as powerful. They're not as quick. Some of the wars that I solved wouldn't have been solved using those methods. So it's a very important thing, the tariff. The decision of the Supreme Court's a very important thing. And Scott, we can do it other ways, but it's slow and it's cumbersome, and it doesn't have the power. It doesn't have the national security power that what we have. So I hope we're going to be successful. That's all I can tell you. Austin, please. Thank you, John.
First of all, President, thank you for the selection of Brooke Rollins as Secretary of Agriculture. That was a big first step.
You want to keep her?
Absolutely.
Can I
Absolutely.
butt in and second that? She's not only her, but her staff does a tremendous job.
I agree.
And
Remember eggs? Remember we came in and
Absolutely.
the people in the media, I'm going to be nice, people in the media were 3 days into offices here, right? They say egg prices are up like 90% more than that. And I said, I just got here. I didn't know about it. Anyway, she got those prices down to below what they were before. She's doing a great job. Now beef is starting to come down, and some other things are starting to come down. Again, we inherited these problems, but we're getting them down. Go ahead, please.
She's a fact-based decision maker, and the egg issue is where I learned about her. She said, we're not going to use a vaccine that doesn't work. We're going to develop a vaccine that does. And that is 100% what it takes. And so we have to make decisions based on facts. And President Trump, the trade issues, I want to thank you for exposing what other countries are doing to us.
Yep.
I want to mention one specifically for the benefit of Kevin and Scott. I hope they're paying attention to it, but the European Union deforestation regulation, where they are imposing on our landowners rules that were established for Brazil. And now they're telling the American farmer what they can and can't do on their own land through this European Union deforestation regulation.
What does it tell? Explain that.
They are telling the American farmer that if their timber is cut and they are going to use that land for pasture land or for production agriculture, that they will not take the timber or the byproducts from the sale of that timber. And I have talked with James a little earlier about we need to make it clear to Europe, Mr. President.
If you could give me a 2-paragraph statement on that, I will give that to them, and they will do what they have to do.
Yes, sir.
We're always helping them, and they do this kind of stuff. And they pass little regulations that cost billions of dollars. It takes them 2 minutes to do it. They do it. Very tough. No good. You give me a couple of paragraphs. That's all. We don't have to do a lengthy study, and I'll get that changed fast. Okay?
Thank you very much, President. We love you.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, every day it's something else.
A country that can't feed itself doesn't know what freedom is. And so thank you for making sure that our farmers have the tools that they need so that we as a country can feed ourselves.
Well, just what you said to me about, the European Union. Now, that guy's the European Union, right? We have to be able to act quickly with tariffs. We can't just, go to a committee, go to a study that takes 7 months and talk. We got to be able to act quickly. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
John?
So thank you. I think that's the message from Farm Country is thank you very much. In the Working Family Tax Relief Act, or as my young staffers call it, OB3, there is a tremendous amount for farmers and ranchers. You mentioned the credit as far as estate tax, which is so important. You analyzed it just right. But also in there, we enhanced ARC and PLC, which is a countercyclical safety net, thanks to the strong leadership of Senator Bozeman and our colleagues in the House. But we also included the Farmer Act, which was my bill to make crop insurance more affordable. These tools will kick in next year, Mr. President, in a big, big way for our farmers, big time. And people aren't even really looking at it yet. but it's going to be a very big deal. So today is all about bridging to get there. And I want to thank Secretary Bassett and Jameson Greer. They're tremendous, and they're negotiating hard out there for farmers and ranchers. And I know it's because you're setting the tone. But this is that bridge. And so we need to come back to Secretary Rollins. Thank you. Your leadership on this was vital. And Mr. President, you're right. They love you in farm country out there. All you have to do is drive out and see the flags and
There's signs all over the fields.
on the hay bales, right?
It's a great honor.
Yeah.
They're great
So,
people, the best people.
This is really important. Really important for our farmers and ranchers. Thank you very much.
You're doing a great job too, Jim. Thank you. And whatever we need, we get through the Senate, we get through the House, we'll get it done. I think we'll start maybe with Court Hollow, and you come from
Yeah,
a place that I'm very happy with.
I hail from the great state of Iowa. I'm surrounded here by some of the greatest farmers in the area and from across the country. Anything from rice farmers, we've got all sorts of cotton farmers, everything. Everything is here represented so well. And first off, from me, I want to say thank you for this bridge payment. It's Christmas early for farmers. And just to kind of have an icebreaker here for the story, I've got a 2-year-old little boy at home, 2-year-old little boy and a 4-month-old little girl. And the other day I was reading my little boy a story at night, putting him to bed, and he said, "Daddy, I don't want Santa Claus to come to our house for Christmas. I want President Trump." and I think, Mr. Trump, I think you brought Christmas to farmers. With this bridge payment, we'll be able to farm another year, help us get by. It's such an honor to be here with you. I lost my grandfather in a hard hand in 2002 in a farming accident. And he instilled in me at an early age to love the land, to take pride in what we do.
Was that a machine accident?
It was a machine accident. And it gets in your blood to farm. It's in our blood. Despite what happened, I want my 2-year-old to farm. I want my 4-month-old daughter to have an opportunity. And what you're doing here in DC is working. You have a backbone to stand up to other countries for trade. You're getting things done. Tax provisions. I'll be able to potentially pass on a farm to my children because of you. Ethanol. You're working for ethanol, trying to get E15 year round. We're dealing with California, Prop 12. Let's continue to work on that. I think we can have a lot of domestic product used here in the country, and we can keep America first. And you're good at that. That is who you are. And if we keep that E15, you could have the biggest.
E15 is a big deal.
E15 is a great deal, year round.
Okay.
You could have the biggest stamp. I did that. Trump did that, and we would thank you. Farmers would love you more than anything if we could continue that. Continue to use domestic product, use the byproducts, and even be able to export to other countries. And so what you've done here, and just having us here in the White House with you, sitting beside the secretary and all these other great individuals here, what a true honor. And I will take pride in this meeting, and I will take this home for many generations to come. And because of what you're doing, hopefully them generations can stay on the whole land farm.
Well, we're going to bring you into the Oval Office when we're finished, okay? The farmers, nobody else, just the farmers. And we'll take some pictures. Our representatives also. We have to look at them, because they're doing a great job, John and Austin. We appreciate it. You're doing a great job. Meryl, go ahead, please. Tell us about rice.
Rice. Well, thank you, first of all, for inviting me here. And my friend, the secretary, you have an incredible lady right here. She really is. Along with being a mother of 3 and a wife, I run my family's agribusiness, Kennedy Rice Mill, in a little town called Merage, Louisiana, about 1,000 people in the northern part of the state. We employ around 150 people taking rice from the field to a finished product, supplying some of the largest food companies that many of you would know here domestically, but also abroad. And my sisters and I, because there is 4 of us, right? I'm the youngest of 4 daughters, started our own rice brand a few years ago to just tell the story of American agriculture that hadn't really been told before. But I wish I was here under better terms. I'll tell you, I think the rice industry thanks you sincerely for what you have done for the California rice market into Japan. It has been monumental for our industry, but us in the South are really struggling. I mean, this is not just a crisis. I would say it's almost a market dynamics that really are true anti-competitive nature, right? So it follows what you sent out this weekend. And we do believe that countries are dumping rice into this country today. We've never seen imports this great.
Which countries?
India, Thailand, even China into Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico used to be one of the largest markets for U.S. rice. We haven't shipped rice into Puerto Rico in years. So this has been happening for years. This didn't start during your administration, but unfortunately, we're seeing it in a much bigger way now. The tariffs are working, but we need to double down because
You want more? I mean,
they're cheating, right? They're
no.
they're just
Could I ask,
subsidizing and then
Scott, India, tell me about India. Why is India allowed to do that? They have to pay tariffs. Do they have an exemption on rice?
No, sir, we're still working on their trade deal, so
Yeah, but they should be dumping. I mean, I heard that from others. You can't do that.
There's a WTO case against India
Give me
right now.
the countries if you could. Go ahead. India, who else?
So
Mark it
India,
down. Which is good.
Yes, sir.
India, Thailand, China into Puerto Rico, not into continental U.S., but into Puerto Rico. Those are the main culprits.
So Puerto Rico used to do a lot of business, and now you
100% Puerto Rico was U.S. based,
all right.
and
So
now
easy to
it's-
settle. Okay.
But there's others too, and I can get you a full list.
Give
as
me
well.
a full list.
Of course I can.
All right.
So.
Go ahead.
So truly, this is a national security issue. I think you put it just perfectly. And so I want for all of us in the room to know that rice is more than just a commodity. It's a currency in many of these
And
countries.
you love rice, right?
I
You
love
love
rice. Yes, I'm going to get you to love rice too. You know, the next time you're not going to have a button for a Coke, you're going to have a button for a rice. But
The farmers
Our-
love what they do.
yeah, our farmers can feed this nation and many nations abroad, but we need fair trade, not free trade. And so we appreciate what you've done today. We appreciate what you did in the big, beautiful bill. I mean, my word, you really changed reference prices. And, we're hopeful that we can even move that further. I know that rice prices right now are the lowest they've been in over 40 years. So we're going to struggle. We're going to max out on our payments probably. So that's something that I know those in Congress can potentially help us with to change. But again, we appreciate everything you're doing.
That's solved so quickly with tariffs to these countries that are illegally shipping. It's solved. Your problem is solved in one day. That's why we have to win the Supreme Court case. In one day, that problem's solved. It's so unfair. They go out of business. They put everyone out of business. That's what they did to our car industry. We lost more than 50% of our car industry because of that. We lost our chip industry, went to Taiwan because of that. If you had a president that said, no, you can't do that, it's 100% or 200% tariff on chips if you make them outside of the United, we would have never lost our chip industry. But we're going to have 40 or 50% of it back very shortly because they're all coming in now from Taiwan. They're building chip companies. But it's the same thing with rice. Thank you, darling,
Yeah.
very much.
Well, thank
Really
you.
nice. Well, it'll be good. We'll
Thank you.
get it solved very quickly. We just need the countries. We just give us the names of the countries.
Yeah.
Tariffs
They
again.
own the
It solves
largest
the problem in 2 minutes.
Yeah, they've bought the largest brands at retail too, right? So they have an incentive to subsidize their products so that they can keep it on the
Yeah,
shelf.
who did that?
The Indians own the 2 largest brands.
All right, and we'll take care of it. It's
Thank you.
it's so easy. So, do you have any questions?
Yes, President Trump.
How about keeping it on farming?
Your team
You're
answered
supposed
all
to-
of my questions on
votes.
farming, but I do.
Do you have a farm
Mr.
question?
President, in the interest of affordability with this aid package, I assume that that's something you want consumers to see before midterms next year? How quickly will that affect prices at the grocery store?
Well, I think the prices are going to be going down already. I mean, the prices are way down. We brought prices way down from what it was. We inherited high prices. We inherited the biggest inflation in the history of our country. That means prices going up. And we brought it down very substantially. Now inflation is essentially gone. We have it normalized, and it'll go down even a little bit further. You don't want it to be deflation either. You have to be careful. But we brought it way down. We had inflation that was the highest in the history of our country. They say 48 years, but I say the history. 48 years is pretty bad too, right? So we're solving those problems. We're bringing them way down, yeah.
Would you consider MAHA incentives for farmers that go by MAHA guidelines?
Well, a lot of the farmers like those MAHA guidelines, yeah. So, I mean, they do. We like MAHA. How do you feel about
Yeah,
that?
let me answer that. So this is another reason, I didn't mention it, but this is another reason I think that what we're moving into is a golden age for agriculture. As Secretary Kennedy and I, and across our cabinet with the president's leadership, focusing on making America healthy again, the undergirding foundational effort in that is our agriculture industry. It is our farmers and our ranchers. So as the new dietary guidelines come out in early January, where USDA alone spends $400 million a day on nutrition programs, that's a whole other SNAP, fraud, et cetera. But when you think about what a market mover that is, as we begin to move the market toward more locally produced, American-made, healthier products, closer to the schools, the hospitals, et cetera, you again begin to open up so much of the market for the great products produced by these farmers instead of ultra processed foods out of a box. So there's a lot that's going to be coming on that as well. I'm really
Mr.
excited.
President, I have a question. It's not related to farming, but if you'll entertain, I'm Kara from Lindell TV, Kara Cashno, but I'm not fake news, just so you know. And everybody's talking about the pipe bomber over the weekend, the suspect that was taken into custody. I reported on Biden's kangaroo court for 4 years. And this is an important question to me. Everyone knows that J6 was a Fed's direction to set you and your supporters up. So my question is, what's your gut instinct about the new pipe bomber suspect taken into custody? Does your instinct tell you that he acted alone? And also, Mr. President, how do you feel about the lead prosecutor on the pipe bomber case? Jocelyn Ballantine is the same prosecutor that allegedly asked the J6er to lie to frame you for J6 when you did nothing wrong. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
well, thank you. I really appreciate that question. It's sort of a statement, and I appreciate it very much. Jocelyn is being looked at. They all have to be looked at. What
Let's hope we ain't got the dick writing contest today. Please don't start the dick writing contest.
they're doing is so bad. This was a whole Democrat hoax. The whole thing was a Democrat hoax, and it's all being looked at. I appreciate
Is this
that.
the final aid package, Mr. President, or is more expected? Is this the final aid package? Final aid
It
package?
depends on where we go. China's buying a lot, other countries are buying a lot. And, the interesting thing about the farm, they don't want aid. They want to just have a level playing field.
No, please.
I've seen that more with farmers than anybody else, any other industry, right, Deb?
Right.
We've seen it more with farmers where I've had meetings like this, and primarily in the first term, and we did a great job. We turned it around. This is going to be the golden age. But the farmers don't want aid. They want to have a level playing field, because if they have a level playing field, they'll do better than anybody else. They're better than anybody else. Our product is incredible. Our machinery is incredible, right? I mean, we do have the best machines. It's a very big statement I made, though. The environmental excess that we have put onto our tractors and all of our machinery. Do you all agree with that, by the way? You don't know.
It's got to go.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything except make the machines break all the time.
Yeah.
And I must say, I like to buy old machinery. I said, buy old
Yes.
because it's better. The new stuff is terrible. It never works. Never works.
Mr. President, you said you would
Here
have
we go.
no,
Listen to
Mr.
this.
President, you said you would have no problem with releasing the full video of that strike on September 2nd off the coast of Venezuela. Secretary
I
Hegseth now
didn't say
says,
that. That's you said that. I didn't say that. This is ABC fake news.
you said that you would have no problem releasing the full bit. Okay, well, Secretary
No,
Hegseth,
whatever Hegseth wants to do is okay with
he
me.
now says it's under review. Are you ordering the secretary to release that full video? Would you
Whatever
like
he
to see it out
decides
there?
is okay with me. So every boat we knock out of the water, every boat, we save 25,000 American lives. That was a boat loaded up with drugs. I saw the video. They were trying to turn the boat back to where it could float. And we didn't want to see that because that boat was loaded up with drugs just like everything else. But every boat we shoot down, and I don't know if you know, we're 92 or 94% down in drugs coming in by the sea. And we're trying to find who are the 6%, because I don't know, people aren't liking to drive boats right now loaded up with drugs. But every single, think of that, every single boat we shoot out, on average, we save 25,000 American lives. Do you feel okay about that, Cord?
Keep us safe.
Okay, I know my man. What about you, Mel? Are you okay with
I'm
that?
totally fine with
Are you
that.
committed to releasing the full video?
Didn't I just tell you that?
You said that it was
You're
up
the
to
most
Secretary Hess.
obnoxious reporter in the whole place. Let me just tell you, you are an obnoxious, actually a terrible reporter. And it's always the same thing with you. I told you, whatever Pete Heggs.
This shit is wild. Thank you, Mr. President, you piece of shit. Thank you, piece of shit. All in the damn public eye. Thank you, you piece of shit president.
Seth wants to do is okay with me.
Midterms, and I just have a quick question. There's at least 20 House
Straight up loser. Nothing but.
Republicans who have either said they're going to retire or not run again. Do you
And
have any
Democrats
concerns
also.
about the
And Democrats.
Only people who have never thought about any other president. If this is the only president you got, I guess he would be the best.
Do you have
Well,
any
why don't you mention them? How many Democrats are going to retire?
do you,
We gonna cry louder. We ain't gotta cry no more. The piece of shit is trash. Don't be mad. Piece of shit is trash.
How many Democrats?
well, that's what I was going to ask.
No,
you.
but
Do
why
have
don't you
any
tell me the number of
concerns?
Democrats too? You
Well,
tell
are
me
you
about.
concerned about the narrow margins? And
No, I'm not concerned. I think we're going to do well.
Among them, and,
We will have the
National
greatest
candidate
economy.
Bruce Blakeman, who you know as well, is considering running for
We're going to have the
governor.
greatest economy in history. How many Democrats are retiring? How come you only know the Republicans but not the
Because
Democrats?
I came prepared to ask you a question about.
No, you're
your head of-
unprepared because you should know the Democrats. You're totally unprepared. Go ahead.
Okay, well, can I ask a quick
Who are
follow-up
you with?
about,
Who are you with?
I'm with New York Newsday, and I also have a quick follow-up. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik is among those who is running for
She's
New York
great.
governor.
She's great.
Bruce Blakeman, who you also know.
He's
is now
also
protect-
great.
Are you planning on making any
Well, I'll
endorsements
think
or
about
having
it,
any
but
choices?
he's great and she's great. They're both great people. We have a lot of great people in the Republican Party. Go ahead.
We got another delusional person in the chat. The Kathy KB. We have another delusional person who apparently doesn't look at stats or polls. We got another delusional person in the chat. Please inform her that her party is trash. Everybody sees that. There's gonna be people going to jail and prison coming out of this establishment. I just don't get it. That MAGA bubble is crazy.
Back to farming.
Yeah,
So you,
Thank you.
so you talked about the profitability issue, the machine
Crazy.
playing a role in that,
Yeah.
and
That's
fertilizer
crazy.
another role now.
That's
A lot
right.
of that, the way I understand it, it comes in from Canada, different countries like that. What are we doing to bolster domestic fertilizer production to help make that more affordable? And then I think that will
Well,
transition
one
down
of
the
the things,
pipeline.
a lot of it does come in from Canada. And so we'll end up putting very severe tax.
You can't trust anything that this president puts forward. You just can't, because they say they're transparent, but the job numbers, they didn't release any of the job numbers since September. I think maybe one, but they haven't released any job numbers. They cannot tell the truth when they're talking. That's the problem. They cannot be upfront and honest when they're talking. It's always some kind of lie, some kind of goofy shit that's always going on. Never upfront transparency, just lying.
Tariffs on that if we have to, because that's the way you want to bolster here.
I know these goofies in the chat. This man is talking 2-point crazy to the damn reporters, and it's okay. Everything this president does is okay because it's okay because it's their goofy president, because their piece of shit president talks crazy, and he has no kind of decorum whatsoever. He could never even kiss Biden's boots. He never could kiss Biden's boots ever.
We can do it here. We can all do that here. But I would say what you do, you put very severe tariffs on from coming into other countries. You'll be making your own fertilizer. Right?
In fact, Secretary Burgum, this cabinet is so remarkable. Instead of just seeing each other every month, we're literally talking every day, multiples of times a day. But our Secretary of the Interior, I and Secretary Besson and others, we have a whole plan in place, including the reshoring of fertilizer and the opportunity to do it in America. Having said that, we've also, per the president's guidance, issued a directive. These fertilizer companies, the seed companies, the equipment companies, all of the above, as our farmers have struggled year over year, the meat packing companies continue to make, a lot of money hand over fist, a lot of foreign owned companies. So that's why the president has been very unequivocal in saying
thank God we ain't got no dick riding today, because that's all they normally do is dick ride. Maybe they dick rided earlier. I don't know.
got to figure out why all these input costs are skyrocketing and all of our farmers are struggling, which we're going to do.
So
That is
when
a
they
great
take,
question.
when
and
they
very
take
important.
like fertilizer out of the country, all of a sudden we don't do it anymore. Then they start charging and sending the, very high prices from other countries, whether it's Canada or somebody else. We're not going to let that happen. Okay?
On the quality of foreign produce. You spoke about soybeans and how the quality here in the United States obviously is a lot better.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, is the default of this administration, because that's an issue I understand with root vegetables, citrus as well. Is the default of this administration that
And that's your problem, Simply Delicious. That's why your country and your president is failing, because you keep mentioning bullshit about bathrooms, and nobody cares about bathrooms. That's why your president has a 35% approval rating, because nobody cares about the fucking bathrooms. We care about unemployment being 4.4%. We care about food prices being up in the air. You, simpleton, are bringing up people in the bathroom. That's why your president is failing.
even if it's a little bit more expensive, homegrown, you will choose homegrown over cheaper produce abroad?
I like homegrown.
Mm-hmm.
Some things we can't grow because we don't have the heat. There are some things, little delicacies, or maybe not such delicacies, but they grow better in warmer climates, very warm climates, actually. But for the most part, I like homegrown.
Mr. President, thank you. One on this announcement and then one on foreign policy, if I may. Are you open to tapping into tariff revenue again, should farmers find they need additional relief to get to that level
Yeah,
playing
and
field?
if we're going to make the farmers so strong, and I'm not even talking about.
You mean you mad about EBT? People like me don't touch EBT. People like me don't even know what it looks like. We don't even know what the process is. We don't be there to deal with EBT. People like you deal with EBT.
Financially, because they just want to be able to produce what they can produce. And we're going to make them so strong that it will be indeed.
They not letting us know. They not letting us know how many jobs we lost. They not letting us know. I know 1 million plus jobs this whole year people have lost. We do know that, but we don't know what the total cost is, the total loss is, because this president has decided that he's not going to let us know what the job losses are. And he could easily find somebody who could release the job numbers, but he doesn't want to, because he knows that he's done shitty work. He knows he's done shitty work. He treated it, and he never did put the American people first. He just didn't want to. He don't care to. He don't care what y'all think. He don't care what nobody thinks. Even though it's been 84 years that the job report numbers came out every month. This is the first president that turned that right on off and decided y'all don't need to know. Y'all don't need to know we losing 500,000 jobs a month. Y'all don't need to know we losing $80,000 a month. Jobs a month. Y'all don't need to know all that. Y'all just need to know what I want to show y'all. Because I just want to show the goofies. Let the goofies believe everything I put out. That's all. That's exactly what's going on. He just wants people to believe what he says. That's the problem. We can't believe what he says because he's been hiding stuff. We don't want stuff to be hidden. We want to see what's going on. I appreciate the super chat, Stephelson for $1.99. I thank you for the super chat. I thank you very much.
Golden age for farmers.
And then on Russia and.
You know, we had it going in the first administration, and then Biden came in and ruined everything. They had no idea what they would. They did. I mean, I think they hated the farmer. I love the farmer. That's why.
How is it that he loved the farmer and yet he bankrupted a whole bunch of the farmers earlier this year? How is it that he loved the farmer? I don't understand. What is he talking about? Somebody put it in chat. How is it that he loved the farmer and yet he bankrupted the farmer earlier this year? How is that? Somebody put it in the chat. How he's saying he loved the farmer, but he bankrupted the farmer earlier this year. Somebody please explain.
Got 94% of the vote from the farmers, but they hated the farmers. I love the farmers. Go ahead.
And then on Russia and Ukraine, obviously your administration has been having talks with each side. Given that there is no peace deal at this point, will your administration stay engaged in those talks to effort a peace deal?
We just want to see people stop from being killed. You know, we don't, as you know, Joe Biden gave them 300.
Sure, he's been correct about everything, Jack Parker. Everything, absolutely. He's been correct about everything. He knows everything from how much he done robbed of the farmers to how much he's robbed from the food stamp coffers. He knows everything, absolutely everything. See, this right here, people, is what you call zombie talk. When people get in the chat and say shit like that, it's called zombie talk. This is zombie talk right here. Y'all see that on the screen? Y'all see that? What's his name? At Jack Parker 6312. Trump has been 100% correct about everything. This is what you call zombie talk. No human being should have zombie talk like this. Every human being should be questioning their leader. Every human being. This is zombie talk, which means that's all he does is let his eyes glaze over. The minute Donald Trump starts to talk, holds his arms out and opens his mouth. This is what you call a zombie.
$50 billion. You know, and I gave him nothing. I did give him javelins at the beginning and knocked out a hell of a lot of attacks. But and Obama gave sheets. Remember, Obama gave sheets and I gave javelins. But no, we have a great situation going over there, except for one problem. You got a lot of people dying, and I want to see that stop. So you have mostly Ukrainian soldiers and Russian soldiers. Last month, 27,000 soldiers died, mostly soldiers. A few people from the dropping of a missile in the middle of Kiev or wherever, which is a terrible thing. But mostly soldiers. 27,000 soldiers died last month. That's what I want to see stopped. We, as you know, we now sell equipment to NATO at full price, and NATO takes that equipment and probably gives it to Ukraine. I guess they could give it to others too, but for the most part, give it to Ukraine. And they're working with Ukraine in terms of distribution of equipment, missiles, etc. But we aren't spending money. What we are doing is spending time on a humane basis. We want to see if we can stop the killing of 27. It would have never happened. This war would have never happened if the election weren't rigged. If I were president, this war would have never happened.
President
What-
Trump,
what is it?
If you could pick anything with soybean purchases,
Say it.
you've talked a lot, obviously, about China's soybean purchases. Some lawmakers from North and South Carolina have raised concern that U.S. tobacco farmers were told that China would not purchase flu-cured tobacco this year. Has that come up in your conversations
No, I
at all?
haven't heard that, but we're doing well. The tobacco people, because of the deals I made, they're doing very well. But that could be, if it's the case, I can get it solved very quickly.
Do you know,
President Trump,
let us know how you settled on this 12 billion or 11 billion plus one more billion dollar figure?
We looked at how they were hurt, to what extent they were hurt. We did a very, steady progression of charts, and we figured out a very exact number, and it was about $12 billion.
President Trump, if you had one Christmas wish for America besides making American farmers great again, what would it be?
I would say very simply, I go by a statement. When people ask that question, remember that question was asked to Ted Kennedy, and they said, "Well, what are you going to do to make America great?" and he couldn't answer the question. I have a very simple, we're going to make America greater than ever before, and we're going to do it through a series of tariffs, intelligent taxes, and incentives. And our country has never been stronger. We've never had.
What did he say? Taxes, tariffs, and incentives? What in the hell does that have to do with good old-fashioned American people who are hurting right now? What is that doing for us? We can't get the $2,000 checks. We can't get that because they're going to forget about that. They ain't giving us no damn checks. They ain't giving us the $5,000 Doge checks. So what exactly is it going to be that's going to help us between 30,000 and 150K? What exactly is he going to do for us?
Anything like coming in. We have $18 trillion coming into our country right now. There's never been anything like it. And if you ask me that, I'll say, I just want to keep doing what I'm doing because there's never been anything like that happened.
But they suing his ass for the tariffs. A couple companies are suing him for the refund on the tariffs that got took because they believe that the Supreme Court is going to tell them to that the tariffs are illegal. So we're going to see because he has to pay those people back because that's what his lawyer promised the Supreme Court. If we lose this case against these tariffs, if we lose the tariff case, we're going to pay everybody their money back. So we got to see. And he's running scared.
The biggest number ever in history was $2 trillion. And we're at $18 trillion. This is money pouring into our country on building car plants, on building AI plants. We just want to.
I swear to God, that motherfucker come up with shit off the top of his head and folks believe it. Ain't nobody gonna be putting that kind of money back into no country to remanufacture nothing. It would take billions of dollars for our manufacturing to come back. It's never coming back. It's never coming back.
Keep doing exactly what we're doing because nothing like this has ever happened in the history of the world, not just our country. There's never been, Scott, would you say that's right? There's never been anything like the investments coming into America.
So this is a record year. Record year.
Do you support the Paramount deal, sir?
On healthcare, Mr. President, 22 million Americans are expected to see their healthcare insurance premiums start to rise by the beginning of next year.
You're talking about because Obamacare is so bad?
Yes, well, sir, because the Obamacare subsidies are expiring. Are you going to do
because
anything?
Obamacare is so bad.
What is the Republican plan? Are you going to let that happen on your watch?
So they just gonna let it expire, right? They ain't gonna help none of the Americans. They just gonna let the subsidies expire. They're not even gonna help. Why not figure out how to make it better? Why not? Why is it that your administration got all these EOs? Your administration got all of these people that work for them, and they all these smart people. Why is it that they haven't figured out who to get a cheaper health insurance for the people here in the United States? Why haven't they figured that out? And cut out the middleman, cut out the insurance companies that are robbing people of money. Why haven't they figured out a way to get rid of those people instead of just letting all these people go fuck off? Why haven't the Republicans figured that out? No, they just want people to die in the street. This is what's going to happen.
What I'm going to do is, if the Democrats go along with it, which they don't want to because they want to make the insurance companies very rich, okay? I want the money to be paid to the people to go out and buy their own health care instead of paying to the insurance.
So that's how it works. You want to pay people $50 a month to go get health insurance, and they can't even afford the health insurance for $50. This is what they want to do. They want the insurance company, and this is what the Republicans have wanted all along, to make insurance private, to make your health insurance private. That's why they're trying to cut you off of the insurance that the government subsidizes, because they're trying to make it private where people won't even be able to pay for it. Now we get it.
Insurance companies, their stock has gone up 1,700% in a short period of time. Did you know that? 1,700. You wish you're.
We have content like this every day. Are we hitting the like, share, and subscribe button? I need you to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. We have content like this every day. Please and thank you. I appreciate it. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button.
Corn went up, but the insurance companies, stock has gone up by 1,700%, 1,800%. They're taking in trillions of dollars. I don't want to pay the insurance companies anything, and I know a lot of them, but they're owned by the Democrats, and the Democrats have Obamacare is a setup to make insurance companies rich, and
yes, you're Sisyphus. I don't know what you're talking about, but if it had anything to do with that 2020, I will definitely do it. Link it if you can link it. Link it in the chat if you can link it, please. And thank you. Please and thank you.
I want to pay the people, and I want the people to go out and buy their own health care.
But that means that it would be private insurance, which means private insurance means they don't even have to insure you if they don't want to. They don't even have to insure you if they don't want to. Private insurance means I go and they give me and I have money to pay for private insurance, but if they don't feel like insuring me, they don't have to. That's what the Republicans have been wanting to do all along. Privatize health insurance. Then the insurance companies can tell anybody they want to go fuck off.
That's what we want to do, and that's what the Republicans want to do, because Obamacare is a disaster. And I said it 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
This is what I said. I said, why don't y'all make the Obamacare work where it's not expensive and the rich people don't get paid behind it? Why y'all can't do that, Republicans? Why y'all can't fix Obamacare? Because Obamacare can be fixed. Why y'all can't fix it? Because they don't want Obamacare to be fixed. They just want us to pay for our own insurance without them subsidizing it. That's wild. And they never have come up with their own insurance plan because they don't have any intention of giving people insurance.
It was always a disaster. It's bad health care that's too expensive for people. And now your premiums, and you said it better than I said it. You said the Obamacare premiums are going to go up. They're going way up. And what I want to do is have the money. And you know who's getting that money? A lot of it is the insurance companies. I want the people to get the money and go out and buy their own health care. And everybody wants that, right? Okay.
Mr. President, put that bill on the floor, sir.
Do you have any reaction on the fine that was imposed to X by the European
For what?
To X, to the platform X, the fine
Wow,
that the
that
European
was
Union
pretty
imposed?
amazing. You're talking about, is that European Union or is it, who did that? European Union or
The
UK?
European Commission.
Whoa, that's a nasty one.
Do
I
you
don't
consider
know.
it an attack?
Elon has not called me to ask for help in that one. But no, that's a tough thing. I don't think it's right. No, I don't think it's right. I don't see, how they can do that. No. I'll speak about it later. I'm going to get a full report on it. Look, Europe has to be very careful. We're doing a lot of things. We want to keep Europe. Europe is going in some bad directions. It's very bad for the people. We don't want Europe to change so much. They're going in some very bad directions. That was a big thing.
You directed a review of the childhood vaccine schedule possibly to match.
Why couldn't it be Medicare for all? Why couldn't it be something like that? Why is that? Joe, you sound, what did I tell y'all about that? What did I tell y'all about that? This goofy zombie shit right here. The goofy zombie shit. Joe McCabe, 8:30, Obama committed treason. What did I tell you about this zombie shit right here? They just listen to fake news and come in and say just all kinds of goofy shit. Fake news. No, they don't want nobody to have no kind of insurance. They don't want nobody to have anything on the government's dime, even though they know people can't afford insurance.
What is on par with peer nations in Europe. Would you support ending federal mandates and just making those recommendations for schools?
You're going to have to say it again.
As far as the vaccine
Louder.
As far as the vaccine schedule for children, would you support ending the federal mandates and making it optional for schools?
Well, we're looking at a lot of things having to do with vaccines and with the different, I think we take like 88 different shots.
I'm confused. Why are they fucking with kid shots? Why are they fucking with kid shots? I'm confused. Why are they fucking with kid shots? And kid shots are just fine the way they are. People have not gotten sick for some people have, but most of us have gotten immune from those shots or needed to take those shots. We needed those to get into school. Why are they fucking with kid shots? This is what I don't know.
All wrapped up in one big glass of stuff like that. And we're going to be reducing it very substantially.
Do you support the Paramount?
It'll be safe,
bid, Mr.
but we're
President?
going to be reducing it very
Do you
substantially.
support the Paramount bid for Warner Brothers that
I
came
don't
out this
know
morning?
enough about it.
You spoke about Netflix last night, saying you have concerns about them.
I know the companies very well. I know what they're doing, but I have.
This is wild. This is wild. Fucking with the kid vaccines. What is going on?
I have to see what percentage of market they have. We have to see the Netflix percentage of market, Paramount, the percentage of market. I mean, none of them are particularly great friends of mine. I want to do what's right. And so very important to do what's right.
Paramount bid was supported by Jared Kushner, Mr. President. Would that?
I told y'all here this goofy shit is right here, y'all. Democrats are involved with trafficking drugs. Y'all don't need it. It's poison. Y'all goofball. Been proven. You see the thought pattern all scattered and fucked up. This is what we dealing with on the MAGA side right here, y'all. This is what we dealing with the MAGA side right here.
Impact your decision?
If Paramount is, I don't know. I've never spoken to him about it. He's really trying to work on Gaza. I think Gaza's his primary thing is Gaza.
You're making house visits on Christmas Eve as he suggested.
Yes, he did. You're a dick.
With sleigh rails.
You want to answer that question?
Absolutely. We should put sleigh rails on the beast. Yes. It is the same.
Go ahead.
That Republican plan that you just talked about when it comes to health care, when do you expect Republicans to put that?
We're looking at it very strongly, and we're also going to the Democrats and asking them to do it. The Democrats want to make the insurance companies rich. They're all paid off by the insurance companies. A tremendous amount of the insurance company funding goes to Democrats. Why don't you ask that question of the Democrats? Because I would love to do it. I'd love all of the money to go to the people. They go to the people. I put that out 2 weeks ago. It became #1 viral. People love it. I want the money to go for healthcare, to go to the people and let the people buy their own healthcare through an account.
Yes, meaning he wants it to be private. He wants it to be private, and then people won't be able to afford it because nobody can. They have to barely afford it now. They got to get it through the Obamacare or the regular Medicaid. He wants it to be private, and those people can't afford it to be private. That's why.
They can buy their own health care. And everybody loves it, except for the Democrats. And you know why they don't? Because they're paid off by the insurance companies. Okay, what else?
Yeah, Alina Habba says she's stepping down as U.S. Attorney for the District of New Jersey after the courts disqualified her. Do you have any comment on that?
Well, she's not disqualified. You've got a blue slip thing that's horrible. It's a horrible thing. It makes it impossible to appoint a judge or U.S. attorney, and it's a shame. And the Republicans should be ashamed of themselves that they allowed this to go on, because I can't appoint a U.S. attorney that's not a Democrat, because they put a block on it. So if you appoint in Virginia or in New Jersey or in California a U.S. attorney or a judge, I mean, the judge situation is ridiculous. The only people that you can get by are Democrats, because they will put a hold on it. If I put up George Washington and Abraham Lincoln to be U.S. attorney in New Jersey or to be U.S. attorney in Virginia, we have Democrat senators. They will not approve them. And this is a gentleman's agreement that's lasted for too long. And it doesn't make it, especially in light of what's going on today. It means you can't appoint a Republican U.S. attorney, and we don't play the same game with them, but they do. And I hope that somebody speaks to.
Yeah. Oh shit. I didn't mean to do that, y'all. I didn't mean to do that.
It should be done away with. I want to be able to appoint, unless, I think I know why they did that, to protect their ass. Okay, that's why they did that. But it should be done away with. I want to be able to appoint the most highly educated, the most respected people. They can't keep their jobs because of the blue slips. Terrible. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. The farmers, let's come into the Oval Office, all right? Deb, come on. We're going to go into the Oval Office.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're waiting for that we're waiting for what's her face to show up. What's her name? Caroline Levitt. We're waiting for her to show up, but she hasn't shown up. I appreciate you. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe. We have content like this every day. We keep up with what is happening with the president, what he's talking about, any kind of meetings that he has. We're waiting for the Caroline Levitt. We're waiting for the Caroline Levitt to come in and have a. You linked it in the chat. Where is it at? Let me see. So to say about. Oh, you did. Where was it? Let me see. 2025. Okay. Yeah, I know. I understand what you're saying. I just don't see a link. That's all. I'm just trying. Yeah, I don't see a link. Here it is again. It ain't showing me the link. Yeah. Hold on. 1 at Gmail. I just put in the chat my email. Gmail. Sorry. I just put in the chat my Gmail. Send it there. If you could send it there, I'd appreciate it. Because it's not showing up I can't see it at all in this chat. I don't know what the hell is going on. I cannot even see it in that chat. Oof. You ever seen any MMR? Mr. Yeah. You got the email. Eutychus. I forgot how to pronounce it. Eutychus. Yeah. That's the thing. So we're waiting on Caroline Levitt to get it. She waited. I guess she was waiting until he got done so that she could start her press. Because normally she would have did her press by now, but she hasn't done it. Maybe she's not doing it today. I don't know. We don't know. But like I said, please hit the like, share, and subscribe. No upcoming event. Okay, check back later. Okay. If she goes live, I will definitely be back. Sick us. Okay. Hopefully you got my email right there. Please send me content that you may want me to review or anything else. And we will be back for anybody that's going to bring us news. I was waiting for Caroline Levitt, but apparently she's not showing herself today. We might get some interesting news later on. You all please like, share, and subscribe. We have content like this every day. We try to do all things that the president all kinds of interviews and all kinds of free pressers and the presser from Caroline Levitt, and Jesus is on the way. I believe it. It is what it is. You all please hit the like, share, and subscribe. We will be back later on today when we have another update, when we have another news conference, or we just want to bring you some content. I may just want to bring you some content. Who knows? I do it every day, 2 or 3 times a day. We have content. We do X, Y, and Z. Not so long, not so difficult, so that you can digest it and then deal with it. I'm going to go to that link right now. Sickers. I'm finna go right there right now and see what the hell you got. I don't know. It might be something interesting we might do this evening. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all of you. We will be back. We definitely will be back later on. Definitely.